Joined alongside myself by my partner and good friend, Mr. Mikey Alves, for another installment of SB Blue Raiders Boys Ice Hockey here on SB Blue Raiders Studios and Somerset Access TV. And Mikey, Somerset-Berkley has lost their last three matchups against Taunton. This one is really important as we go down the home stretch of the regular season. The Raiders really need the stub tonight.
Yeah, I feel like a strong start is very, very important for Somerset right now. I feel like they got to set the tone early. They got to get bodies on the puck quickly. And, you know, they can't come out and just come out sloppy. Like, they have to start strong right now.
And, Mikey, there's going to be a big decision for Somerset-Berkley head coach Kevin Snyder to make tonight of which goalie he's going to start. Should he stick with the hot hand, in your opinion, in Nate Minash, or should he go back to old reliable and Gavin Rodriguez?
I mean, statistically, Rodriguez has slightly better stats, but I would go with the hot hand right now with Minash. It's like an Olmark and Swayman situation. You start the hot hand and you keep it going until, you know, they get cold. But, yeah.
And Mikey, for Taunton, they have a prolific offensive attack that the Raiders have struggled to stop. What do you think is going to be the mentality tonight for Somerset-Berkley to slow down this Tiger attack?
First off, they have to stay aggressive in front. They have to get bodies they have to get bodies on players in front, because usually what I've seen from Somerset is they're kind of lazy in the defensive zone sometimes, and there's too many opportunities for loose change pucks on backdoor opportunities, and I feel like that's how a majority of the goals their opposing teams have scored against them throughout the entire season.
Let's see how this game shapes up. It's a battle between two squads that have high expectations as we look towards the MIAA state tournament. Let's head down to the ice for the national anthem and player introductions. We'll be right back here on SB Blue Raiders Studios and Somerset Access TV. Another draw win for Maher. Up top, LaChance swings it to the near board. Nato takes his time going low. Maher cycles it to the near circle. It gets back to him behind the net. Back in front on the give and go. They score. It's Caden Clancy just in front of the goal. And the power play paying dividends early for the Tigers. It's 1-0.
Yeah, I like how Taunton was really aggressive there on the defensive side. McGrath from Taunton, he came up right down low in the slot and got a good scoring opportunity for the Tigers.
Hits triple zeros, and we conclude our first period of play here in Taunton. Back up here above Alexio Arena. JJ Sylvia, Mikey Alves with you. And Mikey, at the start of that first period, it seemed like the Taunton Tigers were right back to their old ways playing against Somerset. They were holding offensive pressure, sustaining it in their zone, and getting shots on while preventing the Raiders from doing the same. But in the second half of that first period, a much different story.
Yeah, Somerset really started to get their legs going. It seemed like they really started to wake up. And I noticed both teams were much more eager with the puck when they had it on their sticks later in the first period. I think school and a long school day was definitely a big factor. And yeah, I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing from both teams. I'd like to see Somerset make more head-up plays and just keep communicating, and eventually they'll get one in the back of the net, no problem.
And for the Tigers, Mikey, Cam Tomaszicki had an excellent first period in between the pipes, keeping the Raiders' offense at bay.
Yeah, the first game I ever covered was that Prenda Cup final, and I was very, very impressed by his goaltending performance that night. And I thought him and Dartmouth's goaltender have both been outstanding at this level of high school hockey. And yeah, I think it's going to be hard to beat them, but Somerset can definitely get one right now.
Let's see if the Raiders can come out in the second period and get one, just as Mikey says, but only time will tell. We'll take a short break here at Alexio Arena. Back for the second period in just a few. And welcome back inside Alexio Arena, everyone. JJ Sylvia, Mikey Alves with you for SB Blue Raiders Studios and Somerset Access TV. And Mikey, if you're Taunton head coach Chris Mattia going into that locker room after the first period, what's your message to your Tigers?
I would say up the intensity slightly more, get more bodies on the puck, and kind of make it like their style of game. Make it nasty, make it dirty, and obviously try to stay out the box, but get Somerset to get start getting fired up. That's what I'd like to see.
And now let's flip it to the other side. Let's say you're Kevin Snyder. What's your message if you're him in this situation?
Just stick to their game right now. Keep that low to high cycle. Keep playing, moving the puck behind the net. They're doing a really good job doing that. And most importantly, keep your head up. I feel like at this level of high school hockey, the most successful teams are the most fundamental sound, and Somerset's doing a really good job with their fundamentals right now.
And Mikey, when we think about those types of players who are strong in the fundamentals for the Raiders, who do you think is going to be the one to break the ice scoring-wise, potentially here in the second period?
100% Evan Barboza. I mean, every single game it's evident that he's the best player on that team, and he carries much of the offensive workload for the Raiders. But, I mean, it could be anyone. I think Bash is a really good player, too, and we'll just see what happens, I guess.
We will indeed see what happens as the second period gets underway. Let's head down to the ice as we get this one going here in the second. On the move. 15. Here comes Fitzy. Down the sideboard, stops. Had it taken off his stick for the moment, gets it back, but a ricochet puts it right on Clancy's stick. Clancy into the zone looking for a second, and a shoulder stopped by Rodriguez.
Yeah, anytime Clancy has a puck like that and has a clear lane shooting in the net, I mean, it's danger zone.
Shut it down. Taunton trying to come the other way quickly. Rodriguez to stick it aside. Farboard again. Camara couldn't handle it. Back toward goal. It went wide. Now Pereira to swing it low for the Tigers. Back out in front. A chance. What a stop by Rodriguez. Axon trying to clear it. Another pad stop. Rodriguez. Raiders looking to get it out. Brett Axon below goal, chased by Pereira. He'll be able to get it out to center. Axon staying with it as he gains blue. His shot went off a leg and out of play. Stops the clock with 11:44 to go in the second.
These people showed up for.
And now it looks like it'll be a potential 5-on-3 coming for the Raiders. Right now there are 4 Tigers on the ice. One of them's going to have to come off, but now for the next minute and 9 seconds, if the Raiders need that much time, it will be a 5-on-3, a big chance for them to draw even. Up top, Sullivan. Raiders need to be careful here. Sullivan whiffs and finds Barboza. Barboza, high circle, looking back door. The sauce went over the stick of Mello. Sullivan to back it up. Going low for Mello. Mello into the middle. Bastis whiffed on the shot. Puck still loose in front. Sullivan coming in. His shot and a stop by Thomas Schicky. Mello digging. Sullivan can't keep it in either. Taunton comes the other way, dangling and unable to get by the defender is Nato for the Tigers. So here come the Raiders, still in this 5-on-3 situation. Bastis waits for the boys to set up, and now we'll find Mello. Nate Mello up top. The indirect looking back door. Barboza couldn't handle it. Barboza for Bastis. Top circle. Goes across. Now Sullivan gets it off board. Sullivan below goal. That's Barboza. Around the world go the Raiders. Sullivan. His shot. Score! Mason Sullivan! And we are tied here at Alexio with 4 to play in the second.
Yeah, I told you he was going to get one eventually. I mean, it wasn't from Ovi's office on the left side of the circle, but Somerset had all the time and space they could possibly ask for, and they finally answered the bell here.
Valarelli over the line. Moves into the middle, looks for a lane. His shot got blocked by Evan Sylvia. Carter Sylvia digging near board, gets help from Lush. Lush put it right into the skates of Valarelli. Valarelli getting help from Simmons low. Simmons the shot. What a blocker stop by Rodriguez. That one was labeled for the top corner, and Gavin still kept it out. Back in front, and that one goes top corner. And back in front go the Tigers. It's Braden Simmons tucking it in just in front of the goal.
What did I say before this game? Somerset needs to have bodies in front. They can't let opportunities go to waste like that for Taunton. I mean, they just got to clear bodies out in front of the net and stay strong and on their sticks in front.
Nato trying to get the puck settled down. He does. He'll put it back lower. That's Clancy back in front looking for Nato. Somerset-Berkley able to pinch it out to center. Under 15 to play in the period. Last shot for the Tigers here before we hit the locker room. Gomes wraps it around. Nato has it. Nato trying to go back below for Maher. Maher gets help from Nato. Put it toward goal. A redirection. Gets it out of harm's way. Rodriguez able to shield the goal as the clock expires, and we head to the second intermission. Back up here above Alexio Arena, JJ Sylvia, Mikey Alves with you. And Mikey, you gotta love the offensive efforts in this period from the Raiders. A big improvement, especially if we compare the last few matchups against the Tigers.
Yeah, like I said, they're having great offensive zone time, not only in the first period, but the second period as well. And they're chipping away really good. It's just, I think Thomas Schickey is just playing a really solid game. And even when he's screening and even when he takes deflections in front, he's still somehow making the save, which I hats off to him. A lot of credit to Thomas Schickey.
And if you're the head coach for Taunton, Coach Mattia, Mikey, you have to be shaking in your boots a little bit. It seems like Kevin Snyder's finally found a method to make these games even. What adjustment would you be making in the locker room as we head toward period 3?
Yeah, it seems like Somerset's constantly on the doorstep, and just Taunton needs to just keep sticking to their physicality. Somerset's a really talented team, but I haven't really seen a lot of physicality from them so far, and Taunton's winning the physical battles down low and in front of the net. But yeah, for coaching adjustment, I would just say, keep playing Taunton hockey. Just keep it physical and try to just wear out Somerset.
Let's see if the Tigers can wear out the Raiders, or if the Raiders can find it within them to mount a third period comeback. Back in a flash for period number 3 on SB Blue Raider Studios and Somerset Access TV. Welcome in, everyone, once again for one more period back up above Alexio Arena. JJ Sylvia, Mikey Alves with you for SB Blue Raider Studios and Somerset Access TV. And Mikey, only 15 minutes left on the clock. Taunton's going to have the power play for about 30 seconds, and then it's back to even strength. It's make or break time for the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, Taunton's got to do a better job of cycling the puck on their power play. They haven't really taken advantage of it thus far. But, yeah, I feel like Somerset's just got to stick to their game, keep playing how they're playing, and hopefully they can just tie this up and beat Thomas Schickey. But I'd like to see more one-timers from, like I said, from players like Evan Barboza, Adam Bashis, and Mason Sullivan. They were getting really quality chances on their first power play opportunity when it was a major. And, yeah, I just like to see more one-timers and right where Ovi's office is over there, Alex Ovechkin.
Let's see if Ovi's office can be of service to any of these players, either on SB or Taunton. Let's head down to the ice as the third period gets underway. Trey Nato able to find LaChance, and Taunton breaks it out. Now the other way, Noah Bloom into the zone, goes back. That's Clancy, the shot. They score! Looks like it got tucked in at the back door, and the Tigers up 2 with under 13 to play in the game. Was Lush. Lush will have to continue digging. Now McGrath back in front. Valarelli was there, went behind him. Now a pass back into the middle. Charging in was McGrath. 2 Raiders got in his way. Valarelli below goal for the Tigers. Gives way to McGrath. He shovels it. Ricochet back up top. Ah, shot! Deflected in! Jamie Valarelli. And that might be the dagger.
Yeah, it was a great defensive play a couple minutes ago by Brady LaChance getting his body in front of that 2-on-1 opportunity. But a lot of these odd man rushes are coming for Taunton because Somerset's bringing the puck in with the defenseman, and they're not having any coverage from the forwards at top, and it's just leaving an empty spot open on the defensive side. There's only one defense back.
Somerset-Berkley will get a couple of new forwards on the ice here. Noah Bloom on the charge for the Tigers. Bloom crosses red and dumps it in. First one there on the forecheck is McGrath. McGrath shoves it below goal before Sullivan wraps it around the board. It was touched, so no icing. As it's back in Taunton's defensive end, Fitzpatrick forechecking quickly. Brady Fitzpatrick had the steal initially, getting help, a tuck in! Nate Mello on an unorthodox play puts the Raiders back within 2.
Yeah, it was a great play by Nate Mello, taking advantage of the loose opportunity in front there. And I don't even think Thomas Schickey knew he was backdoor. That was a very smart play by Nate Mello. And honestly, for up until that moment, Somerset seemed like they were falling apart after that third goal. It seemed like I don't want to say started to give up, but their play heavily started to digress. And they're right back in it with a lucky opportunity.
Down into the Taunton defensive end for Mellon to grab. Riley Mellon whiffed on the first chance, and now Fitzpatrick, what a stop by Tomaszicki. A rebound chance also kept out. Drew Nato able to get it back out to center. Sullivan says he's not done. Mason Sullivan, and his shot just wide. Now going off board is Gonzalez for Preston. Aaron Preston into the middle, finds its way to Sullivan. Blocked. Great block defensively by Braden Simmons. Now puck on the stick of Nate Mello. Moving in. Mello shoots. Shoulder stopped by Tomaszicki. Now pushed back in front, and Tomaszicki will pounce on it. As the Raiders all of a sudden have just found it deep within them. That second wind. And it seems this game may not be over just yet.
Yeah, and despite how great of a goaltender Tomaszicki is, you have to give so much credit to this Taunton defense. They're constantly blocking shots. They're constantly taking away scoring opportunities for the Raiders here.
Sullivan pushes it forward just a bit. Tries to charge at it. He'll get help from Bastos. Bastos dives to get it to Sullivan. Mason puts it wide. Barbosa to keep it for the Raiders. Goes across. Sullivan looking back door, and Barbosa put it off the side of the goal. Raiders can't keep it in as it went off of Sullivan's skate. 1 minute left on the power play. Sullivan, as it go off the skate of a referee, he'll ricochet it off Bastos and onto the stick of Brady Gomes, who will send it all the way down. Rodriguez will have to cover it up and then give it away after the pressure evades. Here comes Adam Bastos with a ton of speed the other way. Bastos, the dangle back in front. Another chance, and somehow keeping it out are the Tigers, and the net comes off once again. You have to wonder, Mikey, if Somerset-Berkley might be thinking about pulling their goalie pretty soon. Less than 3 to play.
Yeah, I feel like as soon as they get a nice clean entry into the offensive zone, they need to start thinking about it. They need that extra man out there because even strength right now, they're still kind of struggling.
Lush, the dangle to evade a defender. He'll send it up for Bastos. A ricochet will give Adam a chance to move forward. Adam Bastos, score! Holy moly! Adam Bastos. What a shot. It's 4-3.
That's the thing, if Barbosa's not showing up, Adam Bastos is always right there. That kid's one of the best players, one of the very best players on the Somerset roster, and he put his cape on for that play.
Under a minute and a half to play. Barbosa into the middle, picked off. Tigers have to get back on side, so Gonzalez will grab it. Gabe Gonzalez gains red, tries to push it forward off the shin pad of Bloom, and the Tigers will send it back down with 1 minute left. Raiders trying to draw even here in this road contest. Fitzpatrick gains blue. His shot blocked. Went off the stick of Clancy. Taunton trying to get it out. Aaron Preston will dig back in front. Nobody home. Somerset-Berkley's net now empty as well, so 6 guys on the ice for blue. Axon charges forward, less than 40 seconds. Brett Axon looking middle onto the stick of Sullivan. What a save by Cam Tomaszicki. And Mason Sullivan is stunned.
This kid is him. Honestly, I think if there's anyone else playing in goaltender, playing the goaltender position for Taunton right now, Somerset wouldn't even just be tying this game. They'd be winning this game.
Looking to avoid that 4th loss of the year. Taunton looking to get to 10 wins. Only one team can leave Alexio Arena with a victory tonight, and in these next 32 seconds, we just might have an answer to who that team will be. Axon versus Valarelli in the face-off circle. Valarelli wins it right onto the stick of Barbosa, who puts it on a stop. Barbosa back for Blenkush. His shot blocked wide. 20 seconds. Sullivan, his shot blocked in front. Looks like getting the skate on it was Gomes, sent all the way down wide of the net, so it's an icing. 15.4 left. Raiders running out of opportunities. Mikey, what would be your play call here on this next draw?
I'd win the draw back to the defenseman and get a D-to-D pass and try to find a one-timer open in the left circle.
Let's see if Mikey's predictions ring true. Axon back in the dot. Same matchup against Valarelli. And Bastos backing up to that circle. Valarelli wins the draw, puts it below goal. Taunton trying to clear. Blenkush keeps it in. And finally getting it out is Jonathan McGrath. That's another icing. Only 6 seconds left now for the Raiders, and a last-ditch effort is necessary here if Blue wants to draw even. Barbosa going to take the draw this time. And Bastis will pivot just to his left along with Fitzpatrick and Sullivan. 6 seconds. Raiders got to hurry. Face off won by the Tigers. They try to kill time. Bastis back in front. The backhander blocked. And the clock will hit 0. And Taunton survives here at home despite a late push from the Raiders. A final score of 4-3 and a gritty victory for the hometown Tigers, and a tough defeat on the road for the Raiders. Taunton will improve to 10-3 on the year, while Somerset-Berkley will drop to 7-4-1. Back in the booth to finish this one off, JJ Sylvia, Mikey Alves with you. And Mikey, despite the loss, a lot of positives to be taken away from this one for the Raiders.
Yeah, Taunton was getting a little bit cocky at the end, saying bye-bye Somerset, but I mean, Somerset should hold their heads high because they just got goalie tonight. I think that's as clear as it was. They're right on the doorstep, right to the very last second of the game. And just Thomas Schickey just played out absolutely outstanding. And if I had an MVP for this game, 100% him. And, yeah, I mean, it sucks because Somerset's a really good team. And it just, you see so many teams, so many games this year where they're playing the best of the best competition and they're just a step away from tying the game or winning the game, and they just can't make it happen, like the Buffalo Bills or something.
Mikey Alves and I are going to now step away. Next game coming up for the Raiders is on Saturday as they hit the road to play the Mansfield Hornets. I believe Keegan Hamlet and you will be on the call for that one, but I could be wrong. But nonetheless, for our entire SB Blue Raiders crew, the Somerset Access TV crew, our cameraman Brian, and my partner Mikey Alves, I'm JJ Sylvia, wishing you a good night from here in Taunton, Massachusetts.